All right, man. That was a good 15 days for us. It was, a lot of work I thought our guys put in. Obviously, we've talked about it this offseason with Coach Nico and his staff in the weight room, really, and then on the field with the training that we had. And, man, they did put a lot of great work. It was awesome to see. But then we came out in the spring, installing a new defense, bunch of new kids on that side of the ball. I feel like on offense, you had a bunch of guys back on offense for this spring, which was nice for us compared to last spring. And, I thought we got accomplished what we needed to get accomplished, and which was, getting through spring with learning what we needed to do offensively and defensively with all our new players, and then competing at a high level. I thought every practice they were trying to make each other better at the competitions. And, today we didn't do as much today. I mean, we were going to keep it very simple today. We didn't rush more than 3 all day on defense, and that was intentional. Offensively, kept it a little bit more simple as well, and just really letting the guys go out and play. I mean, today, because everybody played on both sides, so both sidelines, you really wanted to keep it clean and not have a sloppy game, which I thought we did for the most part. And, so it was a great day. I really want to give a shout out to all the fans that showed up today. I thought it was a great atmosphere out there for our spring game. And really this week's been very special. Starting on Thursday when the Kelsey brothers came back and met with our team. Jason met with the O-line and Travis met with the tight ends. And then being able to go see their podcast Thursday night, that was a great celebration as well. And, and then the golf outing that we had. I mean, we had over 200 former football players come back for this golf outing on Friday. Bad weather, they didn't care. They're not very good golfers anyway, so it didn't really matter. But they went out and had a good time. And then we had our captain's breakfast this morning. We had 40 captains that came back this morning from, I think the earliest guy, I think it was a captain in 1960, and then all the way to 2022. So it was great to hear from them. Several of them got up and spoke. We had all our seniors that was at the breakfast to be able to hear and for them to share with our guys. Today, I mean, so many NFL players come back. Yesterday I played with Josh Wiley and Alec Pierce, and Sauce was out here today. I mean, he's just a lot of our NFL players, current players as well as guys that played a long time in the league that's got Super Bowls and championships, and it just tells you about the rich history that this program has. So many great people that are associated with this program, and every time this week comes around, last year was really my first time to get to see it, but this year, having known the faces now, it was so much more special, I think, to be able to hang out with all these guys. So it's a special place here, and excited about our team as we head into summer.
Questions for Coach?
I don't know what you would call it, but the way you organized the defense this spring with the pods or whatever it was. I know you talked early about going out of that into traditional 1s and 2s, but you stayed with it.
We did.
What did you get out of that was so valuable to stay in that system?
Yeah, I mean, I just think, we had red and black, okay, and each day we changed it up. One day the red would start out first, the next day the black started out, because I didn't want to say anybody to say you're a starter or you're a second team or a third team. It doesn't matter. If you ask our freshmen that just got here, they got as many reps as anybody. I mean, those guys, Zay Johnson and Simeon Coleman, I mean, these guys, Jake Wheelock, I mean, they're getting a ton of reps out here. But we wanted to do that on purpose. We wanted everybody to feel like every position is up for grabs. Everybody's competing for that spot on this field. I mean, Dante Corleone, I told him, you're getting competition, buddy. And Jay Hunt gave him a lot of great competition this spring. I thought he had a great spring. So it was every single position. And we did that on purpose, and we continue that all through. And you know what? It's going to be that way all through summer too. We'll find out in August, probably toward the end of higher grounds, when we figure out who's going to be our starters. We tried out that first game, so I want that competition.
What was your impression of the quarterback position today and Samaj in the white uniform, full contact? How do you kind of go about making that decision? You did that with Brady last year.
Yeah, I mean, we always try to do that with a young player. I don't ever want one of our players to go out and their first time getting tackled is on a game, So we want it to happen there. Quite honestly, they want it too, though. They wanted it all spring. Samaj did last year. Drogas did. So we give them what they wanted. Let's see. Samaj came in here. I mean, he looks like a linebacker anyway. I mean, the guy did 225 17 times. He's stronger than some of our linebackers who've been here. So on the bench press. So. But no, it was good. I thought today was a solid day by our guys. I mean, Samaj had, to me, the one mistake on the interception that he said he was trying to throw it away, but you got to make certain that it's out of bounds. I thought the guys played very good. I mean, today was a lot of drop eight, so you're not going to find as many windows in the back end. They did a good job of, throwing some underneath throws. So I thought it was very solid by those guys. Man, they're such great people in that quarterback room, and and that's what you want. They're trying to help each other out, but yet at the same time they're trying to compete. I mean, they all want to play. We all understand that, and they're trying to do the best job they can once they get out there. The thing about it is you're throwing a bunch of guys into the huddle that some will play next year for, some won't, and you don't know what's going to be in there. Sometimes you call a route, the guy may not run the right route. So, I mean, it's a little bit, I think, difficult for those guys. But at the same time, I thought they did a really good job with it. Running back-wise, I thought those guys ran hard today. We held Corey out. I mean, we know what he can do. He can break a lot of tackles, right? We didn't want to – he takes a lot of beating in the fall. We didn't want to have him get beat up in the spring. So we allowed those other guys to play, and we need to see them. And I thought, they had some really good, strong runs today. And this is the first day we really tackled this much. You really can't tell how a running back is going to be until you tackle. And so we needed that with those backs. I thought they ran hard. They ran tough. They made some good cuts. Took care of the ball when they ran it. So I thought that was, to me, was really, really pleased to see that in that running back room. Thought the tight ends did some nice things blocking and catching. So I really feel good about that room. I think it was fun to see. Wide receiver-wise, we were out missing a few guys today, and so, some of the other guys had to play. But I thought Sterling had Burkhalter had a really good spring ball. I thought he had a couple good catches out here. Kale caught him a nice deep ball in the back corner of the end zone. He's had an impressive camp as well. He can really run. I think Tyron Smith didn't do much today, but he's a very solid player for us as well. So, I thought wide receiver down a little bit today, but I still think this overall spring they did a good job with it.
You've got Carter Brown back to kick, but the long snapper's different, the holder's different. Made everything today, including a 55-yarder. Did you see that unit grow over the course of 15 practices?
I think, and then Fletch hit some bombs today too. I think Carter struggled a little bit this spring, quite honestly, and wasn't as consistent. But he's working through some things. He's obviously trying to get better. But I thought, man, he kicked it great today. It's the best he's looked today. I mean, he hit him, he nailed him. There was really no doubt once he kicked the ball that it was going in, and that's what you want to see. You want to see that confidence. Fletch has been around a long time. He's holding out, but he's been around here. But I think the operation today was good. We got a lot of kicks today that we needed to see live action. And when the lights are on and people are in the stands, that's when you got to knock it down. And I was proud of Carter the way he came out and did that today, and as well as Fletch. Fletch, he missed probably the first half of spring, and then toward the end started getting back punting a little bit. But today was really his first big live day, and I thought he kicked the ball great as well. So, it feels good to have those guys come back off a team, especially with the experience that they got last year.
Coach Veit runs out on the field after Logan makes a pick there at the end. How do you gauge and judge the defense on a day when two of the guys are in red shirts? So sometimes it looks like, well, maybe they might have made it, or maybe they wouldn't have.
Well, I mean, that spring, we'll go back on film and you'll say, yeah, they're in a great position to make it. I think that's all you can ask for, is be in the position to make the plays. I think it's hard to tell at some point, as you're looking at it out here, when you go back and watch the film, you really get to see, where was their alignment, were they properly aligned, what was their steps, was the depth correct, were their hand placement correct. And that's what you want to see as a coach. Are they doing the correct things fundamentally? And then, when it's live like this, are they bringing their feet, running and trying to tackle these running backs? I mean, I think that's the other thing we got to go back and look at. If who missed tackles, who didn't, who needs to work on those type things.
With the adjustment of the defense to Tyson Veit's system, how much have you seen that group kind of gel together, and what does it look like timeline-wise in terms of just the install of that full system as we get into the summer?
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's a slow process. We really took it slow early in the spring. Then toward the middle of it, we started doing a lot more things with it. Today we dialed it right back and just did day one install stuff today. The call sheet was probably 3 plays on it today. We just want to see the guys running around and make plays. But, I think this summer is going to be big. Anytime you got a new scheme, we got to take advantage of these days in the summer by meeting with our kids and really going through this, dissecting what we got to do. And then August, obviously, higher ground, putting everything we need to put in order to start the season. But pleased with where we are defensively, as we come through the spring. A lot of new faces on that side of the ball and a lot of guys that I think will be able to play and help us.
In year one, there was pretty clearly some gains that needed to be made in physicality, athleticism, length. When you look at this team out there, how much closer do they look like to long-term where you want to get this thing?
Yeah, I mean, we're pleased with, for example, the 10 high school players that came in. We're excited about those guys. I thought, those guys came in and really came out and made, like Sanks today. Sanks made a couple of great plays. I mean, he looks like he belongs out there, So that's what you want to be able to see is those guys making plays. Simeon, he looks like he belongs, So I think those tight ends, man, I think they're going to be really good. It's good to see them. And the thing that we love about it, because those early enrollees, they get 1 million reps. We get to coach off of that, make those mistakes and corrections, and then come back out. Zay Johnson, Willie Goodwin. Really all of them. I can go on all 10 of them. And, we had, I think, 5 or 6 of our signees were here today as well, and they're looking good, So can't wait to get him in the summer. So, and then the transfers, think about, particularly in the defensive back room, you think about maybe the safeties and the corners, we brought in some guys I think they'll be able to help us to compete at this level.
One more for Coach. Used to be after today you could maybe head to the beach, but this portal thing starts to go, and how does that affect your next couple of weeks?
Yeah, it's always busy. We stay busy, and I think, for us right now, next week we'll meet with our guys. We got a team meeting on Monday. We'll meet with our guys, man. We like where we're at with our team. I feel good about our guys. It's all about culture. It's all about connecting and having a fit. And this is a tight team. I think that this team cares about each other. Even the guys that just got here, I feel like, the guys are really working hard to connect with each other. And I think that's what it's all about. And I think when you create that culture, guys want to be a part of that. They want to be on that team. Every team's not like that. Every team's not where everybody's pulling for each other. And I think we're creating that. It's going to be year 2. We're headed in that direction. And but it's aggravating that we have to deal with this, but it's part of it. And but we'll sit down, we'll meet with all our guys and figure out where we need to go. We have a few more scholarships available, so we'll look to add a couple more guys to come into the mix to where we feel like we need to get some more either depth or a position that may need some help as a starter. So we'll go evaluate that and see where we're at. And but I'm just looking forward to this summer and getting back with our guys and working with them, all summer long. Appreciate you guys.
Brendan, how many of those runs were ones that you would have extended maybe 10, 15 yards, and how many would they have gotten you?
Well, if you ask the defense, probably none of them, but you never know. Like me and Lichty are out there. We both wish that we were in white. We say that now, but our bodies feel a lot better than most of the guys out there. But maybe a couple of them I might have broke. I don't know. I feel like I had a couple good runs and maybe some that I would have been sacked. Maybe I could have extended it, but overall felt good. Felt like the refs had a pretty good whistle on it today, so it was good.
15 practices in, how comfortable are you getting with the offense, and how much fine-tuning do you still think you have to do through the summer before you get to higher ground?
Yeah, there's definitely still some work to be done. Operationally, I feel like I'm pretty good, but just knowing it like the back of my hand, I still got some work to do, and I'm getting with the other QBs. Me and Lichty are up here watching film and stuff, and I'm trying to have him help me out. He knows the offense like the back of his hand, so I'm trying to learn from him and, just continue to grow and get better each and every single day.
You made a couple tight window throws outside of the pocket. When you're coming into a day like today, is it execute, take what's in front of me, or are you just trying to make as many plays as possible, kind of grow your confidence type thing?
Really just take care of the ball, but at the end of the day, you got to be a ball player and try to make plays, as many as you can. But definitely not trying to turn the ball over. Want to take care of it. Feel like I did a good job. Feel like I missed some stuff, but overall, a pretty solid day. And like you said, once I got on the run, I feel good. I feel like I was actually getting to play a little bit, so it was nice.
Speaking of the tight windows, you rolled out to your right, found Sterling Burkhalter through double coverage. Could you just walk us through what you saw on that play to make that throw?
Really, I was just rolling out, just keeping my eyes downfield, and then once I saw him turn up, I could put it up there for him. He's been great all spring long. He's been one that stood out, and he had a great game out there today, and he was battling even with some leg cramps and stuff. But he played great today, and he went up and made a couple catches for me.
You're missing some receivers today, but the young man Woodburn can fly and get the ball. Does he have a chance to get out there and play right away?
I tell you what, he can. Yeah, like you said, he can absolutely fly. He's a 22.5 mile per hour guy, and early on he's getting a ton of reps with how thin our receiver room is right now. But he's done a great job. Every practice he's getting better, and he's learning the playbook better. And he went up and made a great play for me over there on that fade ball in the back of the corner of the end zone. So it was good. Good to see him get one, and I'm looking forward to him.
I think he was about 145 pounds when he got here. Has he surprised you by how quickly he's been able to emerge as a legitimate threat for you guys?
Yeah, we always give him a hard time about how small he is and stuff, and he's still small, but he can fly, and that helps you whenever you can run that fast. You don't have to be as big, and he's definitely going to be good for us, and he's going to continue to get bigger. That's just what's going to happen. We got a whole summer ahead of us. He's only been here for a couple months, so really looking forward to seeing how he grows.
Coach mentioned the chemistry. How is it coming together through your eyes going into the summer?
Really good. Like he said, I feel like our team's in a really good spot right now. I feel like the guys are continuing to grow closer each day, and through the off season, those workouts will make you closer whether you want to be or not, and those things are unreal. So looking forward to those all summer long. Not really, but it should be a good time. Just looking forward to it. The chemistry is only going to get better from here, and I'm excited.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your comfortability, expertise of this playbook as you enter the summer?
Like maybe a 6 or 7. Like I feel good out there, but like I said, I don't know it like the back of my hand yet. I feel good about it out there, and today I feel like I made the right reads and stuff, but we'll just see. I just got to continue to grow and get better in the playbook and just physically, mentally, all that stuff. So
I'm being grandfathered in. One more question. Timing is so important between the quarterback and the receivers. How will you attack that now in the off season going forward between now and Camp Higher Ground?
Yeah, after our lifts and stuff in the summer, we'll probably get out here a few times a week and throw with the receivers and work on timing there. But, I feel great after this spring. I feel like we've got a ton of reps. We got a ton of reps today out there as well, and we'll probably get some more next week. Probably take some time off. It could be a good break, and then get back and get to work.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have you told him about Higher Ground yet?
A little bit. I think we were talking about it the other day a little bit. He doesn't know much yet, but he will.
How good does it feel to get out there and get back after with this group and get into this competition trying to be QB1?
Yeah, it feels good. I think as a whole, throughout the entire spring, we had a great spring offensively and defensively. Defense, I think, took the biggest strides just because it's a new scheme, a bunch of new guys, and you could tell, like, practice 8, 9, like something clicked, and they were out there playing ball instead of thinking. So I think now I feel really good as where we're at as a team right now.
You had some young receivers today make some big plays, Sterling, Leslie, and Cale Woodburn. What have you seen from them in terms of the whole quarterback's room chemistry and just how they've come along?
Yeah, definitely. I think Sorsby already said it, but Sterling had a great spring. He's a guy that you can rely on, and last year was his first year here, and I think this spring you can really see his confidence grow. And when you're playing with a lot of confidence and you're out there playing instead of worrying about making a mistake, good things happen. And I think he had a great spring. Cale had a good spring, made a really nice catch, and was doing that all spring for us. So I think those are guys to be excited about, and they definitely help the quarterbacks.
You got out on some runs today. Would you really have liked the white shirt, or was he just saying that?
Yeah, I want to say when Sorsby said that, I was like, I don't know. But, no, it's yeah, I mean, having the white shirt's nice because sometimes the refs like to blow it dead when it really wasn't a sack. But I think the refs were fine with how they called it, and if I was in white, I would have been fine. But I'm good with sticking with the red.
Brady, can you describe the challenge of facing this defense, considering that pre-snap, it generally looks like 8 guys are going to be in coverage?
Yeah, it's hard because, like you said, pre-snap looks like 8 guys from in coverage, and they run several different coverages that look the exact same pre-snap. There's not many tells. Like some defenses, if the Sam's inside a little bit, you can tell what it is. With this one, there's no tells, so it's hard. And then when you think there's 8 in coverage, they're bringing 5 or 6, and then there's guys in the back still. So it's a hard defense to go against. I mean, you saw it versus Iowa State last year. Gave us a lot of problems, but I think it's good going against this because I feel like it's just growing more and more throughout the game. I think more schools are starting to run it, so it's good to go against this and get reps versus it.
I know you weren't necessarily in the O-line or the tight end room, but from a player's perspective, what was it like having Jason and Travis around these couple days?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really realize how big of a deal it was until whenever it was Thursday. Like, you could just feel the buzz in the air on Thursday. Like, not to mention there were just cops everywhere, so there were some Taylor Swift rumors. But yeah, I mean, they mean so much to this university, and the way they're able to represent us on a national stage is awesome. And it's also just awesome seeing them being proud Bearcats. Like Travis and Jason are always doing stuff, like whether it's a celebration after a touchdown or whatever it is. They're always quote unquote advertising UC. So it was great having them back. I went to the podcast, and that was really cool. Yeah, it was cool having them here.
Did you get to interact with them at all?
I didn't, not face to face, but with the team meeting we did, and that was, I mean, they're the exact same in person they are on TV. So I think that's one of the coolest parts is they're not playing a character on TV or anything. Like they are who they are, and it's cool to see them.
Any other questions for Brady? Thanks,
Sweet,
sir.
thanks guys.
What's up?
Jack, Sorsby said, or it might have been Brady, you saw it they felt it start to come together around the middle of the spring. When did you guys feel like, or have you felt like, okay, we're comfortable now, we don't have to think as much, and we can just start running around and playing?
Well, I mean, definitely the last week of spring ball here. I mean, you can kind of see everybody coming together. We improved each day, but then you have mistakes. You have a down off day, one day, then you come like this past week, last day of spring. It's been great. I mean, you can see us all coming together, and we're ready to go.
Last year is kind of your first year of action. Now you're coming into this year as a leader of the defense. How different does this season feel for you, and how much do you think you've grown since you stepped on campus as a true freshman?
Oh, I went from here to here. I mean, my confidence is through the roof now. I'm a leader on this team now, and it's got to keep on improving obviously. But yeah, I've grown a lot.
I know you can't hit the quarterbacks in this game, but there was one in time where you and Dante pretty much could have had a Sorsby sandwich.
I wish.
How tough is it to back off in situations like this?
I mean, you can't sack the quarterback. I mean, with the red jersey on, I mean, I wish. I mean, you go out there and you play as fast as you can, and you see that red in front of you, you're like, can't touch him. But it's awesome seeing Dante up in front of me and seeing him work and making an easier job for me.
There's a new guy in the linebacker room that you used to run after yourself. What's it like having Brady Drogosh in that linebacker room now?
Oh, it's awesome. He's a smart guy, but we're teaching him. We're trying to get him there. I mean, he's never played. I don't think he's ever played a snap of defense in his life, and but I think he's looking up to the older guys and just trying to figure it out. But he'll get it.
Does that help you having a new guy, a fresh guy in there, along with you all trying to learn this new defense at once under Bite?
Oh yeah, I mean we're all in this together. I mean he comes over, and I'm still learning the new defense. So it's not that bad for him to come over. We're just trying to kind of carry him up, get him up to speed, and get him in that linebacker position to be more physical because he was a quarterback.
What's the biggest attribute of your game you feel like has shot up, like you just said a few minutes ago?
Confidence, for sure. I mean, as a linebacker, you got to have that confidence. You got to have that leadership to lead the defense and just going out there and make plays.
Has Simeon Coleman surprised you this spring?
Oh, huge, big time. That man can run around and freaking hit people now. Yeah, he's awesome. He's going to be a hell of a player here, especially as he gets older, as he grows. He's only a freshman right now. He's still making those little freshman mistakes, I'd call him. But, yeah, he's going to be a beast.
And then the Kelsey brothers, what was it like for you having those guys around this week?
That was awesome. That was awesome having around, learning from them what the experiences they came through here. And, yeah, I mean, it's just hear them talk to us and give us advice. It was very special for us.
Cool. One more.
Hey, I'm curious. Look, you can't erase what happened last year here in spring football, right? But how much has last year sat with this team and the urgency for this team this year to kind of get UC football back to the standard you expect?
Well, what you do is you learn from it, then you forget about it, and you build a new team and you start from scratch. And that's what we've done this spring ball. We learned from it. We went back and looked over the film and stuff and see what we got to improve, and we just move on and start from scratch and see what we can do better.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, how are y'all?
Good, you?
Great.
Questions for Carter?
Carter, Coach said it's been a spring where you're working on some things, maybe not your best. How good does it feel to end it by going out there and having a really good day today and hitting a 55-yarder?
It feels good. Honestly, it's been not difficult, but it's definitely been a task trying to get a new snapper and a new holder in rhythm. Fletch has done a great job. Jaden's done a great job. They both work really hard and are passionate about it, and that's made it easier on me. And just kind of like every other part of the team, these last couple of weeks, it's really started to come together, and we've been better, and today showed.
First time we've talked to you, how did you kind of get into kicking in the first place, and when did you realize you had the leg to potentially play in college?
So I got into kicking about 7th grade. I started playing soccer, and then one of the coaches just found out that I played soccer, and so I gave it a shot. I kind of sucked 7th grade, 8th grade. Got a little better, and then freshman year was when I really started to take off. I was ranked high in the country, and it just kind of went from there, and obviously went to Arizona State. Things didn't work out, and then was happy to end up here.
I was at some practices and they would end and you would kick and it'd be a miss. And I was thinking, gee whiz, why won't they let him go again? Is it nice to get out here and put 3 through the uprights for your own well-being?
It definitely is. It's a thing you have to learn from, though, and I think it's a good thing they don't let me go again, because in a game you don't get to go again. So I think it's a good thing to practice, and everyone's going to fail. It's just how you bounce back and move on to the next kick.
You mentioned new snapper, new holder. What is the difficult aspect of that change? Is it the timing? Is it how it looks? What is it from your perspective?
For me, it's really just a chemistry and timing. Jaden's a great snapper, so we've had to change some things as far as speed, and I've had to speed up a little bit, and just because he gets the ball there faster, and so it's really just timing and chemistry, and that's really came together recently, and it looked great, and it looked great today. So,
Carter, you talk about a new snapper and a new holder. Obviously, talk about from year 1 to year 2. What was the biggest focus you guys were working on this offseason? Try to get this thing going here for year 2 for you in Cincinnati.
One of the biggest things for me was making more kicks. I was 79% last year. I'd like to be up closer to 85, 90, and with this new crew and how they work and how they do things, I definitely think it's possible, even better possibly, and it's just really came together.
Any more questions? Thanks.
Thank you.